right, so we now have a full batch of buttercream frosting that we whipped up. And we now have a cake that we're gonna take and put our final coat. Right now what you see on this is what we call the crumb coat. It's a real thin layer and you can see all the crumbs get caught in it. And this is an essential layer before you actually frost with the base frosting. We have frozen the cake in between. Working with a frozen cake is really important because then the cake won't tear. So all we're going to do is we're going to put some dabbles of some of our frosting on here. Okay, and we're gonna spread that around. Okay, we need to work fairly quickly so that it can get covered. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take and we're going to spread this around with our flat spatula, and we're aiming to get about a 1/4 of an inch of frosting covered over the cake. And then anything extra off the top goes down the sides. So then we're going to work to get some more of that on the top, and then we'll work the sides. So again, take and smooth with your flat spatula, and then anything extra is going to come down the sides. Okay, but then the key thing is when we get that layer done is we want to make sure that it's totally smooth, because you want a completely smooth surface in order to do your artwork for your decorating. So that's what I'm going to show you next. Alright, so now we have our whole cake surface covered with our base frosting. It's a nice thick layer of about a 1/4 of an inch, and that's covered up our crumb coat, so now we don't have any of the cake showing from beneath. So now our goal is to get it all smooth so that we can put our decoration on it and it'll look really nice. So you can see that I've got some rough surface here. So the best thing to do is to use your blade, and then I have a pan of hot water going on the stove over here, and that's going to be essential to heat our blade. And then once we get the blade heated, we come back and we just start pressing on the surface, and that will melt it smooth. Okay, so you just keep going and you smooth the surface with the blade, and it makes all that rough area disappear. And you just keep going at that until your whole cake is nice and smooth. And it takes a little while and a little patience, especially on the sides. You have to come along the side and take off a little bit of frosting to make it nice and smooth on the sides. Okay, so you can work in pairs or teams to see if you can get that done. 2 people on a cake is probably a good idea, and it just takes and goes along, and that makes that surface nice and smooth. Okay, so that's what you will be doing to make the cakes ready to do the decorating.